are an accident waiting to happen.
Stephen A, hush your mouth, talking all that noise. You can hate all you want, but we still them boys. Dirty, dirty D, Texas where we stay at. Being inside an order till you know that's where we play at. Hey, this year, this the payback. Yeah, we them Cowboys, and nah, we don't play that. Work, this is Cowboy Nation. Work, welcome to Cowboy Nation. Work, y'all can keep on hate. Work.
Cowboys Nation, Cowboys Nation, Cowboys Nation, we got to win. I know I was the first one to tell y'all for the last 2 weeks we couldn't get too low on the Cowboys. And that means for this win, we can't get too high, but it does feel good to get a win. I just got to say that. It feels good to win. I understand. It doesn't mean anything. The last two teams had more of a playoff caliber of explosion, their game and excitement to their, bouncing every step. Atlanta didn't really have that. We definitely proved from a lower end of our roster that we may have had a step on them. So when we talk about whether or not our head coach has raised us any, I'm not really sure still because I don't really know where Atlanta is. There's a possibility that we're still where we were the seasons prior to, right? We're better than the bad teams, but maybe not as good as the really good teams. We'll see. The season is coming. The preseason is over with. And again, we're excited. Now look, check this out. I got six. How many I got? I got five. I got five very quick things to talk to you about today. And then I'm gonna let y'all go. That's it. It's just these five things, okay? That's all I gotta talk about. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is how excited I am that the future star, not the future star, just the star of the Dallas Cowboys, he played today. The very best thing that we have going for us played today, and I'm very excited about it, but I'm not going to talk about it first. I'm going to talk about it last. What am I going to talk about first? Let's see. Joe Milton. Joe Milton had his best game of the preseason. Maybe because he played a less inferior team. I don't know. I personally need to go back and look at the film the way we always do. I'm not going to get too high on it. But I was really, really low on it before. I was telling y'all not to go low on it. I was low. I was upset. Okay. I really was. Hey, I'm just trying to tell you, I was upset. I was really, really done with Joe Milton as an experiment and was ready to go to Will Greer as our backup if anything happened. That's just where I was. Joe Milton played a lot better today. Hopefully he continues to get better. Hopefully we won't have to find out this year Dak can stay healthy. And maybe by the time next year rolls around, he'll be a much better player. We'll see. But he definitely had his best game. He used his legs. He hit some passes that he hadn't been hitting before. I'm just really excited that he had a good game. Not excited for the Cowboys, but for him individually, I'm glad at least he went out with a positive game at the end of the preseason. That really, really big for him. It's big for his confidence. If we do end up needing him, his confidence is going to be something that we don't want damaged from 3 bad preseason games. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is Jaydon Blue. Hey, on my notes, it said OMG because I took this note before he got injured. So let's talk about the OMG part, right? First couple of plays, I was like, hey, it's not much better than Miles Sanders. But then all of a sudden, a little cutback, some vision, and some explosion. Oh, my goodness. I loved it. I love to see it. But you know what I didn't love? I didn't love the fact that he still ended up being injured. He played in one scrimmage and got injured. He came in and played one preseason game and got injured. And now I'm starting to think that Jaydon Blue may be a little fragile, and that's not going to be a good situation for us, okay? Phil Maffa played, though, and Phil Maffa showed that he has the best ability of all of the running backs, and that is availability, right? We've been talking about it all the time. The best ability is availability. Maffa showed explosion. Maffa showed strength. He showed that if the offensive line can do their job, they can give him an automatic 3 yards, 2 yards, and he'll pound his way into the next 2 and 3 yards, and we can get 4 and 5 yards per carry, and that is a very explosive offense at that point. If we have a running game behind a Phil Maffa type of running back, or let's just say Mr. Williams, Javonte Williams can do something similar where our offensive line is doing their job, and then our running back can pick up the extra 1 or 2 yards that's necessary, this offense is going to be hard to stop. I mean, if you can do that and then have CD and Pickens on the outside with a good tight end in the middle, this offense is going to be pretty hard to stop. And to me, that still leads me to believe that this is not a 7-win team. This is definitely a 10, 11, even a 12-win team. Does that mean that when we get in the playoffs, we're automatically going to be able to win playoff games? No, it doesn't. I mean, you do need to be able to stop the run. I personally feel like our team is going to be able to stop the run. You can watch my previous videos and kind of see why I believe that. But I think that you'll see that Eberflus is going to be able to stop the run. I'm more concerned, honestly, about our pass defense. Our defensive ends that were playing didn't really show, other than Houston. Oh, my goodness. James Houston is actually the next person I got on my list, okay? James Houston showed out all preseason. He needs to make the team, right? He just needs to make the team. And yes, I know we got Donovan Ezeraku hadn't showed me anything in the preseason, anything at all. Now, in the practices, I watched a lot of film, a lot of the Cowboys.com stuff. In practice, he actually showed a little bit of wiggle and bend and all those things. But in the game, I never saw him do anything to get close to the quarterback. Now, did he play decent in the run game? Absolutely. But as far as putting pressure on the quarterback, I just didn't see a lot. You know who I saw it from? James Houston. And I know that we're going to get some pass rush from Oso Digizua. If Micah, whatever, I got my own stuff about that. We might do another video, but he's going to be able to get his opportunities. And we got others in the defensive end room, Sam Williams being one of them, that should be able to get pressure on the quarterback. But if we don't get pressure on the quarterback, our cornerbacks are suspect. And any NFL quarterback, I don't care which one it is, any NFL quarterback, if you give them time, they're going to pick apart your defense. So we really need to be able to get some pass rush while still being able to fill those holes and stop the run. I think Eberflus is going to do a decent job with that. And that's why I have our team going 11 and sure, I said it. I didn't say this again. This is in the last 16 we've been 5 other than last year for 3 years before that. I feel like this is 11 and 16. I feel like they're going to get into the playoffs. I feel like in this situation that they'll be able to win some playoff games because the defense will be better. But we'll talk about winning playoff games at least halfway through the season. We'll see where we are really as because we're right. Let's be honest. In essence, we haven't seen a lot of our starters quite yet. I will say number 4 on my list is the tackling looked a lot better. Tackling on special teams looked good to me really all preseason long. Today was no different. When we went down, we tackled the guy. There wasn't a lot of broken tackles against us. And that's a positive thing. That's showing that they're working on that in practice and people aren't just breaking tackles and continue with long runs. We did see some in that last drive. We had the goal line stance at the end. They kind of negated it, didn't give them any points. But the defense of the guys that probably won't make the team that were still on the field at that point, they did give up some long runs from there, including some missed tackles on the edges, things like that. But as a whole, we did a really good job with tackling, and I liked what I saw as far as that's concerned. And that brings me to the star of the Cowboys team. It's the best thing that we have going for us and the reason that I really believe that we're going to win a lot of games, and that's Butter Aubrey. Yes, our kicker. He's got to be the best in the game. Did you see him hit a 64-yarder? Oh, my God. It looked like he could have went 74 yards. The guys are incredible. That means all we have to do is get 50. If we can cross the 50 on every drive, we're going to at least get 3 points on every drive. And in my opinion, that wins you a lot of games. We got, 11 to 12, 13 drives in every game. We get a field goal on every drive. I know that's really impossible. Don't get me wrong. But it's also impossible that we're not going to score some touchdowns every once in a while. So if we can average 3 drives, that's 36 points every game. It's hard to beat a team that's scoring 36 points a game unless you're giving up 40 points a game. Obviously, that's our problem. And definitely Matt Eberflus's defense won't be giving up 40 points a game. But with Butter Aubrey, as well as the 2 on the outside, CD and Pickens with Dak, and a decent running game. I'm not saying we got to have the best running game around. Our defense may give up some points, but I still believe that we have an opportunity to stay in a lot of games. Well, that's pretty much everything that I have. I'm going to queue up. Hold on, let me queue it up just so I know that we're ready. Yes, queuing up the exit before I say that Sunday, I'm going to come. We're going to do a projection. It's going to be a 53-man projection. Once we have the official announcements of the 53 men, I'm going to come back in. The 53 to actually make it, I'll come back in next week. We'll start to do some projections on how we think the team is going to do going into the season. What my final projection, preseason projection is going to be of wins and losses. And I should be hooking up with the guys from Cowboys Sports Talk as well next week, bringing a little creativity to you. So until then, this is D. Will. This is Defending the Boys, and we're out.